Hello everyone, my name is Beansprout, and today I would like to almost challenge some of my older videos on Quake. Because in those videos I explained the reasons why it wasn't likely for us to get a new Quake game. But here in this video I'd like to explain the reasons why I think it may be possible that we see a new Quake game. So first of all, I think that it's important to go over what my general points were in regards to why I thought a new Quake game wasn't going to be a reality. So firstly, my biggest point was probably how successful Doom Eternal was. Now your first thought might be, Beansprout, what does the success of Doom Eternal have to do with us getting a new Quake game? But I'm going to explain to you why that matters just now. Doom Eternal sold 3 million copies in its first month. However, that number only counts digital copies, so the actual number is probably well above that. This made Doom Eternal the 4th highest grossing console game during the month of March 2020, and also made it the most successful game in the Doom franchise. Due to this, my idea was that a new Doom project was in development, as Microsoft now owns ZeniMax, who owns Bethesda, who owns id Software, who owns Doom. And I argued that Microsoft most likely wants to take advantage of the success that Doom Eternal had, and take the opportunity to cash in and make an absolute ton of money out of a new Doom title. Another argument that I made on the topic of Doom is that, well, Doom is just much more well-known franchise, and that it would be much easier to guarantee a profit from a Doom project than it would with a Quake game. This was due to the fact that Doom, as of recent, has once again become mainstream, and the public has had its eyes on Doom, whereas Quake's last entry was a complete flop, with it now getting less players than even Titanfall 2. I also argued that while The Ancient Gods Part 2 kinda wrapped up the story for the modern Doom games, it wasn't exactly what the fans were looking for in the finale to the series, and that there's a sizable crowd of people who would like to see more from the series and see it have a more proper ending. But yeah, that was the bulk of what my points were. I did have some more points, which were mostly just consisting of my own opinion, so they're not really that, important to this argument. But I think I've explained that well enough to debate my own points here, and hopefully generate some more discussion in the topic. Oh, and just before I do that, I was wondering if you could maybe like the video and subscribe to the channel, because that does in fact help push the video out to more people and further grow the discussion. It would also help you keep up to date with my content if you like watching videos like this, so it is really a win-win. But anyway, let's get to the whole point of this video. Cue the good music. So, the one tricky thing about this topic is that there's a lot of evidence that shows that it could either be a Doom game or a Quake game, and the reason that I've based this off of these two games is that it's because they are the most likely possibilities for id Software's next game. This next game will be focusing on the single player campaign, and it will see the player traversing from different and unique fantasy and sci-fi worlds. Now once again, that is a pretty vague description, because as I have brought up in my two previous videos, this could be either one of id Software's classics. But as we are trying to argue for Quake in this video, I'd like to mention that something I failed to take much notice of in previous videos is the fact that there's a pretty decent demand for a new Quake game at the moment from fans of this type of game. I mean, even from my own experience of reading comments on mine and other YouTubers' videos, there is a wide demographic of people in these communities that would love to see a new installment for Quake. And while the communities of myself and other YouTubers within this space are generally pretty small, I do think that there's most likely a lot more people who would also love to see this happen. There will be a lot of people who have now recently discovered Quake through the remaster of the game that may be itching to see a modern day version of the game after trying the remaster and having a blast playing it. The argument that the Quake remaster was almost meant as a test run to see if people would be interested in Quake is also one that has some truth to it. I mean, yeah, maybe a team of people at id Software just wanted to work on remastering a game that many of them may have grew up with, but I personally don't think it's a coincidence that they've done this at the same time as working on a larger project. id Software may have also been thinking that it might be worth trying to revive another one of their most popular games from the 90s, as they've done it once before and it gained them almost universal praise from fans and most critics. And not only that, it made them a lot of money. And I mean, a lot of money. And to be honest, there really is an opportunity to make a lot of money with Quake. So the company may be thinking, what's the harm in bringing back one of the other beloved franchises that they've created? As long as the game has new and innovative gameplay that still feels somewhat familiar to older fans, it's marketed well and is a functioning game with little bugs, then I'm sure it will be a success. There's no shortage of games that have been remade / rebooted that have turned out to be very well received and profitable. I mean, here's some examples. id Software brought back Doom 2016, which is the most obvious one, but let me continue. Machine Games came out swinging with Wolfenstein The New Order, which granted was a while ago now, but I still think it counts. Both of the latest Modern Warfare titles arguably are some of the best in the series, and yes, I know Call of Duty releases yearly, but this was a return for the Modern Warfare games. And the recent Resident Evil remakes, along with the Dead Space remake, are also examples of bringing back older franchises in the right way, for the most part. It's been proven that remakes / reboots, if done right, really do work and can generate large audiences, so I don't see why id Software wouldn't make a new Quake game in this area of gaming. Considering all the technology that can be accessed for this game, I think it could be incredible, but only time will tell what id has up their sleeves. Now, some of you who have watched my other videos may be getting the vibe that I'm being a hypocrite and that I've changed my opinions to fit in with the more popular opinion, but I can assure you that's not the case. At first I absolutely believed that there was no way a new Quake game could be in development, and that there was no other option but Doom. But recently I watched a video by Horde Mode Gaming called "The Next Doom Game Doesn't Exist," and that video got me thinking and led to me making this video. At the moment I'm kind of on the fence about the topic. On the one hand, I think that this game could 100% have a chance of being another Doom title, but on the other hand there is a large possibility that it could be Quake. I do also recommend watching Horde Mode's video. It's only about 3 minutes long, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time. That is linked in the pinned comment in the description. But what do you think? Is this game going to be Quake, or is it more likely that it'll be Doom? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, I recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel to help show more people the video and invite them into the discussion. And also so that you can keep up to date with my content if that's something that you'd like to do. I also have a merch store, which is a great way of supporting the channel and giving me the resources to fund making these type of videos. I also have a Discord server, which I recommend checking that out. And if you want to watch my previous video on Quake, then that'll be appearing on the right. But other than that, that's all I have to say today. So thank you all for watching, and as always, have a nice day.